Good afternoon and welcome to the Essential HR Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gorman, here today with Josh Pyzik from The Difference Card. Josh, welcome to the show. Thanks for your time this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. To get started, why don't you maybe share a little bit about your background and how you came to be at The Difference Card, maybe what you do, and a little bit about Josh Pyzik.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been in employee benefits in the space for almost the last 20 years. Started on the ancillary side where I was selling dental, life, disability to employer groups. Spent a few years at MetLife, a few years at Principal. And then I've been with the Difference Card almost 10 years now. And what the Difference Card does is they provide a unique solution to employer groups that are fully insured that want to continue to provide pretty rich benefits for their members, their employees on the plan, but really do that at a discounted price. And we can do that really without changing your carrier, without changing your network, and again, without kind of whittling down those benefits that the members would actually feel. So it's a combination of using the carrier plan that they have or an alternate plan, and then coupling the Difference Card with that to keep employees whole and keep things pretty rich.
Okay, fantastic. So when you're out there and you're targeting, who the Difference Card's meant to, to really serve, what are some of the like people you're looking to partner with and work with, and kind of explain how that works in your world?
Yeah, absolutely. So we would partner with group insurance, medical insurance brokers, and then really we market our product through their offices and through their staff, and then we would find our way ultimately to our customers, which would be fully insured employer groups, usually about 20 lives. 20 lives is about where we get started, all the way up to a few thousand. So again, we're typically partnering with employers that are providing pretty rich benefits on a fully insured basis. That tends to lead us to work with a lot of nonprofits. We work with municipalities, school districts, but really it's not specific to any type of employer group. It's really just do the numbers work, and does it make sense to adopt the Difference Card as part of the full employee benefit package that an employer would provide.
Okay, perfect. Now, and I'm thinking about what the Difference Card is, and maybe I'm not thinking correctly, but is it more like if I go to the doctor, I can use this card to purchase services, or if I'm going to like to a Walgreens or a CVS to get prescriptions filled, things like that. Am I thinking around the lines of like I can use a Difference Card to do that, or am I
Yeah,
off
you
base?
certainly can. Nope, you're exactly right. So structurally, how we would work with a group is we would allow them to buy a different plan design, and that plan that they're going to purchase is going to be less expensive. It's essentially purchasing less insurance from the carrier, and then you couple the Difference Card with that plan, so that yeah, the members will have a Difference Card branded MasterCard in their wallet that they can use at doctors, at specialists. Use it at the emergency room if we code it to do so, the urgent care centers. We can make it work for your telehealth visits to cover some of those charges, at the pharmacy, and then to cover deductible and co-insurance expenses that may be associated with that plan. So again, the idea is let's lower that fixed cost premium so substantially. And if you're making a large enough move, sometimes that can be 20, 30, 40% of
Mm-hmm.
your fixed cost premium. And then you essentially use the Difference Card platform to kind of hits the name, make up those differences in the plan design that you're actually purchasing. So some employers refer to this as a health reimbursement arrangement. So an HRA, it's very
Right.
similar in concept to an HRA. We're technically filed as a MERP plan, a medical expense reimbursement plan. So that's a IRS qualified Section 105 plan. That's the plan document that our clients would receive. Again, similar concept to an HRA. The reason we file as a MERP is you get a lot more flexibility being a MERP. Members can actually share in the cost of the administration of the plan if it's a MERP versus an HRA. So there's a number of kind of extra flexibility and extra potential with our product than just kind of your standard HRA. A typical HRA would usually only reimburse on the deductible change
Okay.
only. And really where the Difference Card shines is we can kind of line item that plan design and give different benefits on the card at different locations.
Okay. Fantastic. So when you're working with these nonprofit groups and other organizations, who are you working with? Are you working mostly with HR directors? And if you are, how would it help benefit someone in HR if they're looking
Yeah.
to add this as part of their benefit packages for their employees?
Yeah, absolutely. We're certainly working hand in hand with the HR teams that are internal with our clients, to help them get this plan implemented, to help educate the members. So we have a full education team that wants to be involved in those open enrollment meetings and the discussions, and then throughout the year we're probably going to want to come back and do refresher meetings, and just to make sure that everyone that's using the difference card has a good understanding, because it is different and it's an additional kind of step that's added to that benefit plan, and something that an individual member hasn't really done in the past. It's as simple as using a gift card, just as if it were a Target or a Walmart retail gift card. That's exactly how you use it. You put a little bit of money on this card and then pay the rest out of your own pocket if there's any balances. But the way in which it benefits, not only the members, is it keeps their plans relatively rich, and keep those dollars from coming out of their pocket and funded by the employer. But on the HR side, it can really help with the administration side of it. We can add flexible spending accounts to our cards. We can do health savings accounts, your HSA plans. We can do dependent care on the card. So when we're rolling this out, it's usually an enhancement to the member experience, which usually leads back to the HR team in the form of praise as far as the types of plan designs that we're able to provide the actual employees that are on the plan.
Okay. Now, Josh, do you guys provide education? Do you go into organizations? I know it's different now with COVID, and we're
Yeah.
doing a lot more on Zoom and platforms like that. But maybe talk about what a typical, if someone is going through open enrollment at their organization, what would you do, and what role does the difference card play when you're educating the employees on how to use it? Like what do you guys typically do? What's that look like?
Yeah, so you're right. Currently, we're doing most of those virtually, and
Mm.
we were kind of out in front of this when we all got locked down 9 months ago, and really pivoted quickly to get all of our materials to be very friendly in a virtual setting. So right now we're doing a lot of Zoom meetings. We record all those, so employees can go back to those and reference them throughout the year. We also do custom YouTube videos for all of our clients. So HR really likes that. When they bring on a new member, it's they don't necessarily need to sit down and educate them specifically on the difference card. You can post that video and our education materials on their intranet and make it available for new hires and for folks kind of throughout the year. But yeah, we have a team of account managers and account executives that would be right there, alongside with the broker and the HR team, to be present and to present at those meetings. Now, prior to 9 months ago, we were doing pretty much of all of those on site, and I think we're all looking forward to the day when we can get back out
No,
and see people face to face. So
absolutely.
as much as we are a driver of financial savings for a potential client, we really are an education company, and I would say that with the existence of the difference card, members will have a better understanding of their benefit package overall, just going through the process of learning about the difference card specifically.
Oh, perfect. Now, Josh, I know you're located in Chicago, right? Is that where you're
Yep.
located? Maybe
Yep.
talk about the difference card as a company and where you guys are located, and maybe a little bit about the company itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So company started in the early 2000s in White Plains, New York. So a very heavy concentration on the East Coast. So we've been there the longest. I started with the difference card in late 2011 and opened this office here in Chicago, which was really the first kind of satellite office outside of the New York home office. We now have 20 locations across the country, really spanning from the East Coast all the way out to Seattle, San Francisco, and LA. But yeah, we been around 18, 19 years here, and really that's how we have been so successful. The data that we've collected from all the different markets throughout the United States. I think we have a case in all 50, at least one case and one client in all 50 states. So we're able to provide our solution to really any employer group out there.
Oh, fantastic. And might put you on the spot a little bit here, but what trends do you see as, as we're coming out of COVID slowly? What do you look at? 2021's around the corner. This is December when we're recording this. What do you see happening next year in the benefit space, benefit world? What do you see maybe taking hold and staying with some of the things we're getting used to now with the changes in our world? And maybe, how do you see that impacting, HR and benefits as we go into a new year?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think everybody in our space wishes they had a crystal ball to
Right.
kind of see what's
Sure.
going to happen a year from now. But I do truly believe, and just looking at the utilization on our block of business, that there is a lot of pent up demand, claim demand out there.
Mm,
So for the last 9 months, people haven't been going to the doctor regularly like they usually do.
right.
They put off those elective procedures, those elective surgeries, just because the hospital systems can't handle them now, and people aren't comfortable going into that setting fully like they were. So I think once we start getting back to normal and this vaccine gets rolled out, there like that's going to come back around. So third and fourth quarter of 2021, I think you're really going to start seeing people getting back into their normal routines. And I think claims, at least the nickel and dime claims of going to your doctor and getting the procedures done here and there are really going to tick up, because they are relatively low on our platform now, and we see that through our utilization.
Right. Fantastic. Very good. Now, just to wrap up really quick, Josh, maybe talk about how someone can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Someone can get a hold of the difference card, maybe your contact information, and a couple minutes on how someone can reach you if they're interested in learning more about your product.
Yeah, so the difference card as a company is pretty active on LinkedIn. I myself can be found there as well. Josh Pyzik, just search for me on LinkedIn. My email address is jpyzik@differencecard.com, so you can email me direct. And then I have access to really all the sales reps throughout the country,
Okay.
depending on which market a potential client or someone that's interested in. So I could certainly direct them to the appropriate person there.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, Josh Pyzik, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Great to catch up with you always, and love to have you back on in 2021. And we'll just thanks again for taking time out. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. I enjoyed it. All right.
I think we're good. Hang on one second.